No, Jesus Christ.
Now we're here.
Can we do this?
This is Whiskey Happens.
Fuck this guy.
Today we are back with a possible budget banger. Jim Beam Black, 7 years age. We have our trusted time and true friend, Brad, to help us evaluate this.
Yeah, sure.
I know you hated Jim Beam in college.
No, yeah.
However, you didn't?
No, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm hoping that this is, as times are getting tough, you know, it's hard to afford stuff. This is coming in at $25 MSRP, give or take, wherever you live. And I really think that hopefully this is something that's going to appease a lot of people.
I think so. I mean, because they've always done Jim Beam Black. So that's always on the shelf. But this is an age statement. They're giving us an age statement. 7 years. So
Will that be enough to make a difference?
I don't know. We'll
Will
see.
that be enough to make
We're
you buy
gonna
it?
find out.
Do we know why they do black? Why it's Jim
No.
Beam Black?
I sure don't.
Do you know?
Jim Beam Black, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I want to say what used to be called Jim Beam Extra Age. And then they switched over to black probably because of marketing. And then adding the age statement, probably marketing.
Yeah.
However, this is coming at the same old 90 proof, mash bill, 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley. I could be wrong on that. I don't know why that just came to me.
I think those numbers sound fantastic.
Okay.
We're gonna see if he's wrong. He'll put it here, there, somewhere. But if not, he's the master at this. We've already talked about this. I'll have to give a quick shout out to SLB Drinks. I saw their review on this, and I was like, well, I love Jim Beam products, so let me pick it up as well, and let us give it a whirl. So.
I'm gonna say right off the bat, it smells just like Jim Beam.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the 7 years did anything.
Yeah, I mean,
But
nothing crazy there.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's nutty. It's you get a little bit of floral in the front, a little bit, but I mean, it's
Yeah, some corn, floral. I'm gonna say nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting like a strong oak presence by any means.
yeah. I mean, because they do have a double oaked, which would probably be more oaky forward, but
You know, I think when it comes to this, is this going to be better than, let's say, benchmark small batch, Buffalo Trace, other entry level price points around the $25?
well, and that's the interesting part, right? Like at this price point, normally they don't start calling out age statements, and so on the bottle at least. So I mean, we just did a budget bourbon. If you haven't seen that, go back and look at our budget bourbon that we did, budget bourbon blind. And then I think this might be. Hopefully, it's going to compete with some of them. Don't know if it'll do with your early times, but we'll see.
Never. It would never.
Look at that face. Look at that statement.
I love it.
All right, let's get on a taste. There's a cherry vanilla note that instantly strikes my palate. It's hella sweet. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever said that about a Jim Beam product. Maybe likened to the Jim Beam Double Oaked.
Maybe a little sweet. Yeah.
I mean, it's super easy to drink. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like for $25, sub 30. I mean, it's an easy drink. And you know, the funny thing is that's the thing, right? Like when you find budget bourbons, you're always looking for something that you can just drink anytime. It's not something that, you know, like some of the more expensive stuff that where you only drink it maybe not as much or you can't find it. And so you find this at 7 years, you know.
Yeah, it really tastes like a nutty candy corn to me, which may not strike a lot of people as interesting, but I was really expecting this to remind me of anything that would go in a red Solo cup, and I really feel like this is not necessarily that. I do genuinely feel like this is a grown-up expression as far as budget bourbon goes, and I don't know if I would purchase it per se for. I was trying to think of the occasion in which this
I'm
would be
outside all day,
Okay.
and I'm hanging out outside with some ice and a Coke. That's what I'm doing with that.
So Coke and ice.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I'm sitting outside.
Nice. That yeah, I mean, I agree. Like for me, I think it's a little more complex than the other Jim Beam products around the same price point, maybe a little cheaper some of the other stuff. And so for a few bucks more, I mean, I'd probably buy this instead of just, their normal offering.
Yeah, over white label, I would
Yeah.
definitely get that. I think that I didn't know exactly what you meant by products, so like I wouldn't buy that over like a Knob Creek 9.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
But to think that like some of this juice eventually becomes Booker's, and I know Booker's gets a lot of shit depending on where you stand on that. I do like Booker's, but I think that like if this is what turns into Booker's at some point, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I would say if you have it in your area and you want to drop 25, 30 bucks on it with tax, I would say go ahead and grab it. I think this is definitely a buy to have on your shelf. Especially, this is another great entry bourbon for people who are trying to get into bourbon because it doesn't have any harsh nose. It doesn't have a harsh taste or a finish. So it's kind of a smooth drinking bourbon for the price point.
Yeah, I think that even just you saying that now triggered a thought of like if your dad traditionally drinks the same old thing every single day, and you've been trying to get him to go out of his bourbon square. I think this would be a great addition to his collection to show him something that he's familiar with and that is a little bit more nicer. Might break it out on Sundays after church when his wife goes to knitting circle.
He's not used to our Garrett analogies.
Yeah, good. I like it.
All right. Well, I think we're going to be recommending this budget bourbon
to
you. Jim Beam's 7 years black aged. I said all the titles it could possibly be, but not in the right order. Let us know in the comments if you've tried this or if you are not going to try it regardless because it's a Jim Beam product. Either way, let us know. Until then, doesn't matter if you like a neat on the rocks or in a Coke. Whiskey happens.
Cheers.